Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be. This is Cody Cook speaking. Welcome back to the kitchen for any guests who have joined previous kitchen sinks. This is a bit of an informal kitchen sink, but a celebratory occasion for us to come together. Super excited to be getting the Better Together Award with BGL. So let's jump right in. For what it's worth, this is Cody Cook speaking. A lot of you guys, I'm sure we've met in the past, or maybe you've jumped into the kitchen before with me. My role at ProofID, I'm the Vice President of Technology and Partnerships. But more importantly, I'm excited today to have Paul Ash with me from BGL, one of our partners, and specifically, that we worked with and are receiving this award today, which we'll get right to. Paul's he's the Associate Director for Technology and Architecture at BGL. About ProofID, real quick, we're identity specialists. We are a managed service provider, as well as providing professional services, all within the identity, the IAM space. We've been a very long time Ping partner. You can see the awards for previous years of the Delivery Partner of the Year, and we love Ping. But more importantly, again, excited to have BGL with us today. BGL is a leading digital distributor for insurance services, household financial services within the UK specifically, home to a number of very well-known iconic brands within the insurance space in the UK, and they provide a range of products within the insurance space, be it across car, home, life, all of that. And again, today the occasion is to come together and celebrate the receiving of the award for the Better Together Award. So I've got Paul with me, and we're just gonna jump right in. Hey, Paul.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to have you, sir. I'm great, mate. And for what the audience doesn't know, real quick, is today just happens to be Paul's birthday. So happy birthday, mate.
Thank you.
Hopefully you can get out of this and get on to celebrating here shortly. So
yeah, I'll kind of keep my glass of gin hidden.
Well, I was going to say too, with the occasion, if I could like clink a pint with you or something, I would. But it is like 7:30 in the morning here in Colorado, so probably not a good idea for me. But anyway, let's get right to it, mate. For everyone else's sake, just kind of a quick interview where I was just going to ask some questions to Paul. One I'd like to get to, just going back and peeling back to the beginning of this project, where you knew that you needed to do an IAM modernization project across, just in the platform space, the software space. What led to the selection of Ping Identity being your chosen vendor?
Yeah, sure. I mean, first of all, I guess just identity management in general, there were kind of three key drivers we were looking at the time. So one, we were going through a modernization of our tech platform. So we're looking at what we needed to support going forward. From a business perspective, we're going through a digital transformation process. It's just the same as everybody else in the world, and just looking at driving traffic through and customers through digital channels. And then with our business model, we're B2C, but also B2B2C. So we have affinity partners. So we were looking for something that gave us a more seamless customer experience across our partner brands. What took us to Ping? We did our sort of usual research, as you do, and looked at the players in the markets. Felt this area particularly is not one you want to take a gamble on. So we're looking at an established product, an established player in the markets. Felt Ping was the right fit for us. So chose them as part of our RFP and vendor selection process.
Excellent. Well, let me ask you this as well. So coming out of that, you've selected the platform that you're going to deploy on, the suite of products that you're going to leverage. What led to the decision where you need to bring in a partner? You're not going to try to consume all this in-house.
Yeah, two key factors really. One, this was part of a major transformation program it was going on, so we had a lot going on. We've got quite a large engineering team, but they were very busy looking at other parts of the platform. So that's one piece. The other, we just felt, again, it's not an area, it's not our specialism. So rather than us learn the hard way, we wanted to bring in someone that knows the product, knows the industry, been there, done it, and can help guide us through.
Excellent. It's a bit of a selfish question, but if you don't mind me asking, like what, with knowing that you've got to do that, what led to the selection of ProofID versus other options?
Yeah, sure. I mean, as you know, with Ping, there's plenty of other providers. I think the bit for us for Proof, and I mean this in a positive way, I think it was the kind of the smaller setup versus some of the other larger integration partners. We felt that's just a better fit for us, and with the local office in the UK, it would give us a better partnership.
Excellent. And yeah, for what it's worth, I mean, I kind of blew right through it at the beginning, but for yeah, I mean, having offices, you know, US, UK, and I get to go to the UK quite often and work with the team over there. But that totally makes sense, and excellent team of architects there, and a long time experience. So I could fully appreciate that. I'm curious in the successes that came out of this. What for, you know, the real drivers of the project, where are you now in terms of successes? Is this done? You've hit all your targets. Is there more to go? And what are the key successes that maybe you've attained thus far and that are still to come?
Yeah, a bit of both really. So the initial project that we set out is done and finished. So we're pleased with that. It's still in place. That's got the foundations of Ping in. We've taken advantage of some of its features, but we deliberately left some of the next features as a next phase rather than trying to do it all in one go. So I think the foundation's in, the underpinnings are in, the elements we linked to our business case are all there. That's done. It's now given us a set of enablers. We'll have some future projects coming up in the next year with some of our partner brands to start looking at single sign-on capability. That's one of the key things we were looking for.
Excellent. Appreciate that, mate. Last question. And with any real partnership, there's always going to be, you know, the ups and downs. That's the nature of it. I mean, that to me is a real partnership. It can't all just be, you know, just skipping through the fields of flowers and just happiness. But I'm curious in terms of the duration of this project that's led to this point. You know, what were the I keep using the word successes. I guess I'll reuse it. But in terms of working specifically with the ProofID team, the successes that you felt you attained within the partnership and challenges that you ran into, and how we overcame those.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, kind of yeah, we got a bit of relationship. I guess we went through the honeymoon period.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went through the honeymoon period, and I think, yeah, look, if I'm honest, it was a little bumpy to start with. Like, on both sides were just trying to find their feet in the relationship. If I'm honest, I think we were wanting that cake and eat it. So we're wanting to kind of hand over a challenge to you guys, but equally be fully versed in an equal partnership in what that meant. I think that the reality was, I think there was a time where we were starting to get a little bit entrenched and sort of both sides hiding behind statements of works, which is never a good place to be. We're working with third parties. So, but to be fair, you know, we sat down and we went through it. I think one of the things I love is just the honesty and transparency from both sides. I looked at where we needed to shore things up and these work differently. So it worked for both of us. We invested quite a bit in that, and so did ProofID. I think one of the lessons that we learned, we kind of knew it, but I don't think we realised just how much our engineering teams and our management team have been largely focused on internal engineering. And this was one of the first times we've sort of worked as a partnership on quite a significant part of our platform. So I think we were a little bit naive and green on some of the management that would need to get it working. So we changed things organisationally our side and put more focus on that, and equally you guys did as well. And I think then we got into a space where we were in that exactly what we set out to do, to be honest, sort of a partnership mode. And like I say, coming back to why we chose ProofID, we know the team we're working with by name and actually have them as part of our team. So involved, you know, daily stand-ups, and just really started to work as one team, which made a massive difference. And that saw us through.
That's awesome. I appreciate the honesty there, and I can fully appreciate that response, and you know that journey that you went through. And I know as integrators, and I'm often rolling up my sleeves myself and getting into the weeds with customers, but as integrators, that is a challenge where we've certainly got our own culture, and then we're just repeatedly diving into projects with different customers, and they bring their own culture, right? And so we're constantly jumping into I guess unknown cultures within our customers, and you very often see that I don't know if friction is the right word, but certainly that challenge on the front end of just learning how to flex and work with each other. And oftentimes it's for us to sort out, here's how this customer works and how to operate within their culture and meld with that so that we get in line with that. So I love hearing the word honesty there, as you said, where it came down to both parties just being honest with each other, and that makes me proud to hear that answer, that we were able to work through that. So I really appreciate that. That's really it in terms of questions, mate. I just want to say, thanks for the partnership, and I'm excited. ProofID is excited for continued work with BGL, but more than anything, let's celebrate the occasion. Again, happy birthday, mate. I wish I had something better to offer right now than coffee, but for those watching, thank you guys, and obviously thanks to Ping Identity for the award, and everybody have fun at Universe. So thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.